Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jayme Joy and I'm a fitness coach for ladies struggling with weight loss to get to their ideal weight so that they can fit into that pair of jeans again. By God's grace, I've helped transform many of my clients' bodies by losing body fat, get toned and get leaner through a high carb, low fat plant-based diet and smart training. Today, let's talk about carbs making us fat. Do carbs make us fat? No. If carbs make us fat, I'll be really obese by now. I'll be in deep shit. By the way, what is a carb? A carb is one of the 3 macronutrients found in foods. Every whole food has fat, protein, and carbs. For example, let's take one of my favorite foods. For example, 1 cup of cooked rice has this amount of macronutrients. Whereas, let's take one of my least favorite food, olives, has this amount of macronutrients. Every whole food has all 3 macronutrients: fat, carbohydrates, and protein. But I gained fat after binging on donuts. That's because donut is high in fats. 1 glazed donut from Krispy Kreme has 190 calories, and of which 100 calories come from carbs. That's more than half. It is really high in fat. That being said, if you are eating in a calorie deficit, you can eat donuts for the entire day. As long as you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. What if you eat more calories than you are burning? What happens after? At this stage, our body is considering the options. It wants to conserve as much energy as possible. It's just like us taking the lift rather than walking up the stairs. While we are on the topic of carbohydrates turning into fat, let's look at carbs and fat together. Let's first look at fat. It only takes 3% of the calories to turn fat into stored fat. And then let's look at carbs. It takes 30% of the calories to store the carbohydrates as fat. That's 10 times more. Considerably walking up the stairs versus taking the lift. Turning fat into fat is like taking the lift, so much easier. Turning carbohydrates into fat is walking up the stairs 10 times harder. Which is why fat is stored as fat. It is so much easier to do so. Why do you think the term fat is called fat? The fat you eat is the fat you wear. I'm not saying it's not possible for carbohydrates to turn into fat. The process of turning carbs into fat is called Denovo lipogenesis. Pigs and cows are really superb in this process, but not humans, simply because it is too energy consuming to do so. When we eat carbohydrates, what happens? Firstly, the carbs get converted into glucose, our body's preferred source of energy. Every cell in our human body runs on glucose. What happens to the excess carbs? It gets stored in our liver and our muscles as glycogen, a stored energy. What happens to the even more excess? It is burnt off in a process called dietary thermogenesis, or thermic effect of food. By the way, do you realize that when you eat carbohydrates, you are slightly more excited, more fidgety, and just more energetic in general? You are burning more calories in this process, known exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT in short. And finally, when you have excess carbohydrates left, then de novo lipogenesis will happen. Like I said, this only happens in crazy extreme circumstance. What is this crazy extreme circumstance that I'm talking about? It's us stuffing ourselves like crazy, like there is no tomorrow with carbs today. And since there is no tomorrow, but tomorrow happens, and we stuff ourselves crazy again with carbs tomorrow and the day after continuously, adding about 1,500 calories extra from carbs every single day for 4 months to gain 1 pound of fat. On the account that you're not exercising like crazy to burn off the calories. Look at it this way. 1 pound of weight is 3,500 calories. You ingest extra 1,500 calories times 4 months, that's 180,000 calories extra. In calculation, since 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories, you should have gained 51 pounds of fat. But instead, you will have only gained 1 pound of fat. Look it up on Google. There is a study on this. Just Google Denovo lipogenesis in humans. There is a study and experiment for this. So my ladies, do not be afraid of carbs. I repeat, do not be afraid of carbs. It is your best friend. Adopt a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet and smart training to achieve the results that you want. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up. If you don't like, give me a thumbs down. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them on the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!